Even though I really like the highly flexibility that Canva application provide, you can do almost anything. If you want to be productive and if you have many entities to deal with, then I recommend you to use to create model-driven apps. This is an example of more or less the same application based on model-driven. I create this application in 1 hour. So here you get automatically your expenses. So you can switch between expense and line items. When you click on one expense, you can get the expense detail. So first, as you can see here, I have the expense detail, plus I can submit the expense to approval. And actually what you see in the bottom is a Canva app embedded in a model-driven. That's really amazing. So you have both the benefit of the productivity of model-driven apps and the flexibility of Canva apps. Of course, when you have a one expense, you can select it, the associated line items, and you can do much, much more. So basically, I did create this application in the designer. So the application looked like this. So I've specified that I want to use an expense entity and the line items. Of course, if you want to create model-driven apps, you must use the common data service. So because the entities come from there. And I've also update or modify a little bit the entity forms. When you click on entities, let's take the expense entity. You can see that you have a set of views and forms that are automatically created and that you can modify if you want, a little bit like in SharePoint. And I've updated the main form, for instance, to embed my Power App application, which allow me to call a flow that will submit the expense to approval. So that's really amazing. But don't forget, to create model-driven app, you need to use the common data service.